as far as I was aware, nobody knew it was going on anyway, so it was very different. But
you were
traumatic
yeah.
in the end. It was, I mean, it started when I was extremely young.
Did it begin when you were 14?
I was nearly 15. It was kind of in the summer, and I was 15 in the autumn. So, and it was. I was in a bad place at the time. I was very unhappy at boarding school, and the new teacher arrived, and at first I thought he was a bit strange, and then he just said something to me one day that just caught a chord, and I just went, just fell for him, hook, line and sinker. And it was, to me, it was the first time somebody treated me as a human being, as an adult, rather than just a little silly schoolgirl. And we talked, and we had adult conversations, and he appeared to be interested in me.
And how long did it go on for? And how intense was it?
We went on for over a year. It was very slow. I mean, it didn't sort of dive in at the deep end. It was a very slow thing, and we never had a full relationship. It was I think in those days we used to call it heavy petting. But it wasn't for lack of wanting on my part, I have to say. But I think towards the end, when it started to get where we were seeing each other outside of school, I think probably he started to realise that it was getting into a land that he didn't really want to be in.
He was 36 years old at the time,
well, I think he was in his 30s. I can't remember exactly. Certainly.
Was he married?
No. No, he wasn't.
He dropped you?
Well, yes, after about a year, I realised that while I was still in school, it wasn't going anywhere, and I was convinced this was it. This was my forever and happy ever after children, all that sort of thing. So as soon as I could leave school, I left school to be with him, and to this day I've never set eyes on him again. And he just disappeared. And that was just devastating to me.
One of the issues at the heart of all of this is, of course, teacher and pupil. There is a relationship of trust, and they are in a position of trust.
Yeah.
Parents assume that. Other teachers would assume that.
Yes.
Did your parents know about this? Did other teachers know about this? Did other students know about it?
My parents didn't know about it because they were in the other side of the world, in South America. I was at boarding school. Who else knew about it? I don't really know. Certainly, my close friends knew, and I think rumours started to spread. But it was very different. We're talking late 60s, 69, something like that, and the rules were very different. And nobody ever said anything to me directly. I believe he was talked to by the headmistress, right. But just sort of, watch what you're doing sort of thing, that was all.
Emotionally, though, the impact on you has lasted a long time.
Oh, massively. I mean, I became chronically anorexic for, well, from 16 to 29, and it still affects me to this day. I mean, I'm not anorexic, but I'm very body conscious and things, and I just from there on in went from one disastrous relationship to another from my teens to my.
And do you think that all stemmed from the relationship you had with the teacher?
Absolutely. I didn't realise it at the time, but looking back and having spoken to, I've had some counselling since. Yeah, I'm quite sure it's all stemmed from that.
Do you feel that you were abused?
No, I don't.
You were a vulnerable teenager, and he was an adult man.
Yes, he was, but I don't. Maybe he shouldn't have done it. I mean, in retrospect now, as an adult looking back, I can see he shouldn't have done it and shouldn't have gone there. But at the time, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I really didn't. And